आपका रिकॉर्डिंग कस्तूरी तिलकम ललाट पटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम नासाग्रे वर्मौक्तिकं करतले वेणुकरे कंकणम् सर्वांगे हरिचंदनं सुललितं कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपास्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपाल चूड़ामणि वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Reading from 9th canto, 8th canto of Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran. We have covered about 20 chapters. We are left with another 4 chapters before we move into the 9th chapter, 9th canto, Navamaskand. So in the 8th canto, Ashtamaskand, we have read about the different manvantars who were the prominent avatars of the Lord in these manvantars, and we noted about 2-3 very iconic avatars like Vaman avatar, the dwarf incarnation. When the Lord came as a Brahmin boy, very short in stature. Then we learnt about Mohini avatar. We learnt about Hari avatar, who saved the elephant Gajendra from being attacked by the crocodile Grah. So prominent avatars in different manvantas are the topics in this canto, and Vaman avatar is the backdrop for the Devasur Sangram. So the previous Devasur Sangram has taken place, and the Devas have lost to the Asuras, and Bali Maharaj is at the helm of affairs, and he is very powerful. So the Devatas are deprived of their places, and that is what is tormenting Mother Aditi, and she pleads to her husband Kashyap Rishi, and who advises her to perform Payovrat vows. And we learned how Vaman, the Lord Vaman, will be born to Aditi and Kashyap, and he will pave the way for conquering back the heavens for the Devatas from Bali Maharaj. So the story of Bali Maharaj, who is a great charitable person, and Vaman Bhagwan is the topic. We should also remember that in a day of Lord Brahma, there are 14 manvantars. So Kashyap ji and Aditi ji, they are blessed to have the privilege of giving birth to God himself. Kashyap ji and Aditi ji, they also had Lord taking birth as Prishni Garv in a previous birth, in a previous time. That was in Swayambhu Manvantar. the Lord had appeared in the house of Prishni and Sutapa. So same Sutapa, he comes as Devaki, sorry, Vasudev, and Prishni comes as Devaki. So the same couple, Prishni and Sutapa, then Devaki and Vasudev, and Aditi and Kashyap, they are the same personalities. And in all these births, the Lord had given them the boon that because you all observed such severe austerities, and you, when I appeared before you, you desired that someone as as opulent in qualities as me should be born to you. So I don't find anyone as qualified. So I am myself taking birth in all these ages. So that's a little background about who are Aditi and Kashyap. And we also know that Aditi and Kashyap have many other sons. One of them is Indra. That is why Vaman Avatar is also called Upendra. He is the brother of Indra. So that's a little backdrop. We will go into more of the previous chapters a little bit to set the background. But before we do that, let us begin the session with a bhajan, and then we will read the text. The bhajan for today is Shyam Milan Ki Baat Soch Man. Meaning, O mind, engage yourself in the thoughts of sweet encounter with beloved Shyam Sundar at least now. This world, which is like a labyrinth, will provide you with nothing but fruitless labor consequently. Why do you trust it? Even Ravan, who had Yamaraj, the god of death, among his servants, had to see his end. You love your wife, son, husband, father, etc., who are extremely selfish. But says Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji, you do not care to love Shyam Sundar, who is declared both by the world and the Vedas as causelessly merciful. What a great stupidity of yours this is. So very profound bhajan. It is hard to read, such statements for someone in the earliest stage of devotional sadhana, that everyone is selfish. To say that all your relatives are selfish, it may sound harsh, but that's exactly what the Vedas say. That's exactly what Upanishads say. And many of us would have read this particular shlok from Brihad Aranyak Upanishad. Nava are patyu kamaya patyu pati priyo bhavati atmanastu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Nava are jayaya kamaya jayaya priyo bhavati atmanastu kamaya jaya priyo bhavati. This is a long set of verses which goes on to say about different relatives and about different objects. The meaning, there is not a single wife who loves her husband for his happiness. There is not a single husband who loves his wife for her happiness. There is not a single son who loves his father for his happiness. There is not a single father who loves his son for his happiness. Meaning thereby, there is always our own interest involved. You love someone because your own interest is involved. The moment that person whom you are attached goes against you, the truth comes out. Very harsh to hear, but that's exactly what the experience in the world will show us. So, who is the personality who loves us unconditionally? So, the Vedas declare that it is only God, and that is why God is called causelessly merciful, Akaran Karun. He doesn't show his love for the jivas for his own happiness. It is unconditional. Now, how do we realize that God is causelessly merciful? So think about our previous existence. We were in the Pralay Kal, dormant in the Mahodar of the Lord. We were in a suspended situation. We were stuck in during the Mahapralay. So God takes us out from that state and gives us an opportunity to go into a state of bliss by giving us the fruits of our karma. So according to the fruits of our karma, we will be born as different species. And when we are born as a human, then we have the chance to transcend this material life and go into the spiritual realm. So God is the one who is taking account of all this, keeping an account of all this and giving us fruits. So this is his merciful nature. Also, when we are born, he is creating so much of facilities. The mother starts lactating, the milk is available in the first few months, and then there are all kinds of grains which are made by the Lord. There are all kinds of fruits and vegetables which are made by the Lord, which is available for the person to eat and consume and grow. So if we start counting all these qualities of God, we will realize how merciful he is. So if we really want our true welfare within this life and in the lives to appear, we have to realize this fact that our human birth is to attain God realization. Otherwise, we will keep transmigrating into the cycle of life and death. And our experience is this is no good. There is an illusion of happiness, but the real happiness is missing. We all become old, we all become diseased, and we die. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. So we have to crack the code and get to a state of supreme bliss. And this is what Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, they are all teaching us. So with that knowledge in mind, if we sing this bhajan, we will be very much, you know, be in the bliss. श्याम मिलन की बात सोच मन, श्याम मिलन की बात सोच मन, सोच मन। श्याम मिलन की बात सोच मन, सोच मन। यह जग है एक गोरख धंधा, यह जग है एक गोरख धंधा, कह रियाय सोच मन, कह सोच मन, सोच मन। श्याम मिलन की बात सोच मन। If any one of you would like to sing, please raise your hands. So I'll hand over after a couple of lines. Jehi yam kinkar as das kanthahu, jehi yam kinkar as das kanthahu, ati mah मिली जात, सोच मन माटी मह मिली जात, सोच मन श्याम मिलन की बात, सोच मन पर स्वार्थी सोनीत जोरत परम स्वारती, सोनीत जोरत तीत सुत पति पितुनाथ, सोच मन तीत सुत पति पितुनाथ, सोच मन श्याम मिलन की बात, सोच मन सारद परोपकारी, जो बीनु स्वार्थ पर उपकारी, लोक वेद विख्यात, सोच मन लोक वेद विख्यात, सोच मन श्याम मिलन की बात, सोच मन भजत ना तेहि कृपालु मन मूरख, भजत ना तेहि कृपालु मन मूरख, सुंदर श्यामल गात दे, सोच मन सुंदर श्यामल गात, सोच मन श्याम मिलन की बात, सोच मन। बोलिए श्रीमद सदगुरु सरकार की जय, श्रीमद युगल सरकार की जय, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Our koti koti pranam to the lotus feet of Sri Hari and Sri Guru. Our koti koti pranam to Swami Mukundananji. My humble pranam to each one of you. And now we shall read from the Canto 8, Chapter 20, which is about Lord Vaman's Virat Roop. So I was talking about the Manvantars and prominent avatar, Mohini avatar, Hari avatar, Kachap avatar. All these avatars are described. Before that, we had read about Narsingh avatar. These are the various forms of God. As we know, God is there in three forms: Paramatma, Brahm, and Bhagwan. In the Brahma form, he is there in every atom of the universe. Maya te etat Jagad Avyakta Murtina. There is a Bhagwat Gita statement, and in 15th chapter also, the Lord is giving so many verses explaining that He is there in every atom of the Maya te idam etam jagad avyakta murtina. I think 4th chapter or right. And in the 15th chapter, Gama Vishya cha bhutani dharyami ahama ojasa pushnami chausadi sarva soma bhutva rasatmakah. So he's there. I am the one who is nourishing all the plants, and I enter every atom and every living being, and I am nourishing. I am providing the ojas. All those descriptions suggest God's Brahma form. He is there in every atom. Then in the Paramatma form, he is seated in our heart. So many verses we know. There is a verse in Upanishad, Dwa Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Parikhashva Sache Parikhashva Jate. Then it says, Tayor Anyo Pippalam Swadu Atya Anashnan Anyo Abhichakashiti. So there are two birds seated in our heart. One bird is eating the fruit of the tree, and another bird is watching the other bird eat the fruit. So other bird which is eating the fruit is we, the soul, who are engaged in the material activities, and the other bird is Paramatma, the form of the Lord in the Vishnu form, seated in our heart, who is watching this Jiva. So this is the Paramatma form, and the third form is Bhagwan form, and that is what we are talking about: Vaman Avatar, Mohini Avatar, Kachap Avatar, Sri Ram Avatar, Sri Krishna Avatar. So what happened in the previous few chapters? Vaman Maharaj is born to Aditi and Kashyap, because Aditi, she performed the Payovrat vows, and she was blessed with the appearance of the Lord. And when the Lord has appeared, everyone has welcomed the Lord, and they have glorified him. That is what we read in the 17th, 18th chapter. And then the Lord appears in the Vishnu form, and then he takes up the dwarf form, the Vaman form, and that Vaman form, which is 52 fingers tall only, is so beautiful to behold that everyone has been mesmerized, and all these personalities have appeared, and they are offering him all kinds of gifts. For example, Prithvi gifted the deer skin. Chandrama gifted the dand, the stick. Mother Aditi, she offered copine and the other dresses. The devatas in the sky, they gifted the Lord an umbrella. Similarly, Brahmaji offered Kamandalu, the Shaptrishis offered Kush, Saraswati ji offered Rudraksh Mala. Then the Lord underwent the Upnayan Sanskar, etc. And finally, the Lord has appeared. He has proceeded to the place where the yajna is being performed by Bali Maharaj. And we learned that Shukracharya gets to know that this is a trick the Lord is going to play. Lord is asking only for 3 steps, and Bali Maharaj is very much surprised that why is he asking for so little? I can offer him so much. He tries to convince, but he gives his points of view. There are arguments, counter arguments, and Finally, it is decided that okay, I will grant you the three steps. And Shukracharya, who is the guru of Bali Maharaj, he openly tells Bali Maharaj, this is a trick. This is Lord himself. He is going to take away everything, and you will be losing all your kingdom and every opulence. So be aware. But Bali Maharaj will not agree. That is what we will read in today's session. So let's begin with the chapter 20, the first slide. We request participants to raise their hands if they wish to read some of the slides. So slide number 1, chapter 20, Lord Vaman's Virat Roop. Shukdev ji tells King Parikshit, King Bali heard out his Guru Shukracharya, and after contemplating over it, he most politely replied back, O Guru, you speak the truth. The prime dharma of a grihastha is to ensure that the path of the Purusharth of life remains undisturbed. However, O learned one, as the great Prahlad's grandson, I must stick to my vow, my word, my promise. As a greedy person, I cannot now say I will not give mother, I'll not give. Mother Earth says there is no greater adharm than lies, and I am unable to bear the weight of dishonest persons walking on me. Hell, poverty, sorrows, miseries, destruction of my kingdom, or death do not scare me so much as breaking my vow given to a Brahmin and cheating him. It is better to donate and make the Brahmin happy and leave it all behind after one's death. History has examples of the great sage Dadichi, Shibi, and many other great personalities have even given their physical body only for the welfare of people. So why think twice about giving land and other wealth? From the very first yug, the Daityas have ruled on Mother Earth as brave warriors. The rulers are now no more, but their fame still bounds on this very earth. There are numerous warriors who have faced their enemies bravely and welcomed death, but there are only few who have got such opportunities of giving away all in charities to holy personalities and worthy recipients. So, in this slide, Bali Maharaj is replying, and who is Bali Maharaj? He is the son of Virochan, and who is the son of who is the father of Virochan? Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is the son of Hiranyakashipu, who was killed by Narsimha Bhagwan. So this is the lineage, and since Bali Maharaj is following the principles of charity, the dharma, so he is giving all his points to his Guru Shukracharya. Let's move to the next slide. Donating brings one grace, and even more so by donating to such noble souls like you, Brahmins. And if by doing so I get misery or suffer a loss, then such misery is welcome and gratifying. So, O Gurudev, I will stick to my vow made to this Brahmin. All the yajnas conducted by holy men like you, O Gurudev, is to please the Supreme. And if the Supreme himself is here in any form, I will definitely give the land so desired by him. Any unintentional act or omission from me, even if he considers a sin, crime, I will accept it as he is here, even though being my enemy in the guise of a Brahmin. And as the Lord Vishnu, he is bound to get what he wants, or else he could have easily defeated me in war and taken the land so desired by him. Or if he is someone else, he would have surely got defeated in a war with me. Disrespecting his own guru and not obeying his command, hearing the firm words of Bali, Shukracharya cursed King Bali. O ignorant fool, you consider yourself wise with your talks. You are taking pride in disrespecting me and my command, so very soon all your wealth and opulences will be lost, and you will fall from grace. Accepting the curse calmly, King Bali, firm in his promise, resumed and completed the completion of his vow to Lord Vaman. So in this slide, we learn that very politely, the personality Bali, he has declined his guru's words, guru's advice, and he gives his arguments why he should continue to abide by the words, by the charity vows. So yeah, we can move to the next one.
I think Shilajiti wants to read.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Radhe Radhe. King Bali, hold on, sorry. King Bali and wife Vindhyavali together washed the Lord's feet and purifying, sanctifying themselves with the same water, experienced immense delight. Watching the scene below, the celestial beings started showering flowers, saying, "See this wonderful feat of King Bali, knowingly donating his all to his enemy," which is actually very difficult for many to follow. Sukhdevji continues, when the radiance of nails of the Lord's toes dimmed the brightness of Satyalok, Brahma, Marichi, Narad Muni, Sanat, and all other sages and yogis, and the holy scriptures residing here in a personal form, welcomed and worshipped the Lord's foot. In fact, O Parikshit, by worshipping and grace of this very lotus feet earlier, they all have got access to Brahmalok. Lord Brahma himself is a great devotee of the Supreme Lord, having manifested on the lotus originating from the Lord's navel. He too worshipped and glorified the Supreme Lord after respectfully washing his feet, the water purified after touching the Lord's feet, that he, Brahma, used from his Kamandalu pot is the very pious and holy Ganges, who takes the aerial path and flows downwards, purifying all the three worlds. She represents the auspiciousness and purity of the Supreme Lord. Brahma and others presented offerings to the Lord of water, garland, sandal paste, perfumes, dhoop, diya, rice, flowers, fruits, etc., and glorified the Lord singing bhajans, mantras, sacred texts, blissful dances, etc. The great Jambavan excitedly traveled all four quarters, beating drum and singing the Lord's glories.
Yeah, so this is chapter 21, the previous chapter 20, and this was chapter 21, where it is titled Bali is Bound. So because the Lord is God Himself in disguise as the Vaman, so he will measure the entire Brahmand with his 3 steps. Actually, with the 2 steps only, he will cover everything, which is what we see in the picture. But of course this picture cannot be captured in a frame because it is so beyond imagination. So let's read the next slide.
Now, going to read it, or shall I carry on, Bhaiya?
Yeah, please carry on while we request others to raise
Sure.
hands. Yeah.
Seeing the whole world taken over by the Lord and their own King Bali busy in yagya, the Daityas realized that the tiny person was no ordinary Brahman, but Lord Vishnu himself, to protect his devtas, knowing their King Bali's calm and composed nature, especially during a yajna, and his devotion to the Brahmins. The Daityas felt that it was their moral duty now to fight the devtas, and so picked up weapons to fight the Lord. Ignoring their own King Bali's disapproval, they marched forward. Seeing their foolishness and amused, even the Lord's attendants picked up their weapons, ready for a fight. Nand, Sunand, Jay, Vijay, Prabal, Bal, Kumud, Kumudaksha, Vishwak, Vishwaksen, sorry, I haven't got it right, Vishwaksan, Garur, Jayant, Shrutadev, Pushpadant, and Sattva all possess the power and might of 1,000 elephants. They very easily started defeating the Asurs and the Daityas. Seeing his own army being defeated, King Bali remembered the curse of his guru and stopped his army in continuing the fight further. He implored to Viprachit, Rahu, Nemi, and others. Listen to me, my dear fellows. Our time is not favorable right now. So desist this fight. No person can think to alter his destiny using his mind. The same time spirit which was favorable to us and unfavorable to Devtas, up till now, that very time spirit is unfavorable to us and favorable to the Devtas now. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, so we can go to the next one.
Well,
Vijay
okay,
Bhaiya, you want to
yeah,
read?
yeah. So power, diplomacy, and sharpness, fortresses, tricks, medicines, and others, singularly or even together, can never win over time. So patiently wait for our own favorable time, which is bound to come sooner or later. Calming them, King Bali took all of the Suras or Daityas along with him to Rasatal. Realizing the god's wish, Garud bound King Bali with Varun waters, gods, to complete the task of extracting Soma juice required for the yajna. While everyone in the three worlds was aghast at King Swali's captivity and loss, he himself was very calm and composed, which was admired by all. The Lord Vaman now confronts King Bali. O Asur, my two steps, including my body with which I need to stand, have enclosed all that you possessed. There is no place left for my third step, as promised by you. You had said, I will give, and not kept your word. And now that you have broken your promise as a punishment for this deception, which is already approved and known by your Guru Shukracharya, proceed to reside in hell for some years. I think that's the end of,
Is that the last slide? So,
yeah.
right. So, pretty much well-known story how the the exchange of points between Shukracharya and his disciple Baliji, and Baliji's rejection of Guru's advice, Baliji agreeing to let the Lord measure the steps, and lo and behold, when the Lord measures the steps, it covers the Bhulok, and the second step, it covers the all other lokas, which will be described in the next chapter. And in fact, one step is still left, and we will learn about what happens to the third step, and how the entire Brahmand, entire cosmos universe is covered by the Lord in this most phenomenal Leela, which is the Vaman Avatar Leela. And so, if I have to read a few shlokas from this very beautiful description, I can say what the Lord said in the beginning. वचस्तवैतजनदेव सुनृतं कुलोचितं धर्म युतं यशस्करम् यस्य प्रमाणं भृगव साम्पराये पितामह कुल वृद्धः प्रशान्तः. So when the Lord heard the words of Bali Maharaj, which were very much full of sweetness and the intellect and the religiosity, the Lord was very pleased, and he replied. This was the first chant of the Lord. He said, "Whatever, O King, you said, it is completely in accordance with your lineage. It is very, well spoken, very sweet. And why should it not be? Because your grandfather Prahlad ji would also do the same. He was also a complete stickler to the principles." Then he says, Nasanti tirthe yudhi chartinarthitaha parang mukhaye tvamanasvino nripa yushmat kule yadya shashamalena prahlad udbhati yathodupakhe. He says that when it comes to offering donation and charity, and when someone goes against the principle, this kind of incident has never happened in your lineage, or somebody who ran away from the battlefield, not able to resist the enemies, that also never happened in your lineage. So why should it be because Prahlad ji was such a personality in your ancestry? So his Nirmal Yash, his spotlessly clean fame is also adorning you in the same way like the moon adorns in the sky. That was the meaning of this shlok. So just to say that these stories are so beautifully described and are so transcendental. We can cover only some parts in a limited session, but we can relish chanting and going into deeper details with our self study and swadhyay. With that, let us move to the takeaway shlok, which is from Bhagwatam. ज्ञानं यदा प्रतिनिवृत्त गुणोर्मिचक्रमात्म प्रसाद उत यत्र गुणेश्व संगः कैबल्य सम्मत पथस्तवत भक्ति योग को निवृतो हरि कथासु रतिम न कुर्यात्. Transcendental knowledge in relation with the Supreme Lord Hari is knowledge resulting in the complete suspension of the waves and whirlpools of the material modes. Such knowledge is self-satisfying due to its being free from material attachment, and being transcendental, it is approved by authorities who could fail to be attracted. So the Maya has played so heavily on us that we are bound by Maya from time immemorial. So some people say, when did we become contaminated with Maya? The answer is that from infinite time. So what was happening to us when we were in the suspension? We were still materially bound. We were not liberated. If we were liberated, we would not have been suspended. So our soul is in the womb of the Lord, in the great womb of the Lord during pralay, and when the cosmos is manifested, we are again given a place on the cosmos, and that is where we are continuing to transmigrate. So why we are transmigrating? Because we have not yet accepted the supremacy of the Lord. We have not yet surrendered completely to the ultimate supreme reality. And because we are not surrendered, God respects our independence, and He gives us the freedom to transact our acts in our own whatever ways, and He waits for the time when we will fully surrender, and then He will take us into the spiritual realm, which is free of Maya. Free of Maya means there is no death, there is no disease, there is no old age. Everything is blissful, and the bliss is continuously increasing. The problem with the material world is we are thinking that there is happiness in buying a car or acquiring a house or developing a relationship, but everything is temporary. It starts diminishing. From the point it begins, it starts diminishing. The joy of buying a new car starts diminishing, and at some point of time it starts not exciting us at all. So this is a diminishing happiness, and it is also limited, and it is also inert, means it is not interactive. But the happiness of the divine is unlimited, is permanent, and it is not inert. It is conscious, it is interactive, and it keeps growing. So we can easily see the difference between the material so-called happiness and the real happiness, which is Anand. So why should we not seek the unlimited Anand, which is very much possible for everyone? All we have to do is to contemplate about the message which we are reading in Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, Bhagavad Gita, and Ramayana, and gradually implement it if we cannot implement immediately. So, with that, we can say that we have come to an end. Okay, there is one
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
one more takeaway. You would like to read? Anyone, Vijay Bhaiya?
I want to read the.
English.
I
Okay,
mean,
so let me
English
read.
spelling I can read, but
Okay, in the Sanskrit, I'll read. Yatha taror mool निसेचनेन तृप्यन्ति तत्स्कन्दभुजोपशाखा प्राणोपहाराच् यथेन्द्रियाणां तथैव सर्वाहनं च्युतेज्य. Okay.
when we water the root of a tree, its trunk, branches, twigs, leaves, and flowers all become nourished. When we put food in our mouth, it nourishes the life airs and the senses automatically. In the same way, by worshipping the Supreme Lord, all his parts, including the Devatas, are also worshipped. However, if we begin watering the leaves of a tree while neglecting its roots, the tree will perish. Likewise, the worship offered to the celestial gods certainly makes its way to the Supreme Lord, but such devotees do not get spiritual benefits.
Thank you very much. So again, we repeat this shlok many times just to drive the point that the message is so clear. Like we root, like we water the root of the tree. We don't have to water the twigs, the flowers, the buds, the leaves, the branches, etc. The bark. All we need to do is to water the roots of the tree. If we water the roots of the tree, the entire tree gets nourished. Similarly, when we eat the food, we don't have to worry about how it is nourishing the body. Automatically, everything happens. The food becomes rasa, rasa becomes rakta, rakta becomes mamsa, mamsa becomes mad, majja, majja becomes meda, meda becomes shukra. The seven dhatus are created by the food that we eat. One third of the food becomes the mind, and one third is excreted. So, this automatic process is taking place. There are five pran vayus, pran, apan, udan, vayan, saman, which is flowing in the body and it is doing all its work. We are alive because the pran is flowing. There are five upapran also, cricket, Devadatt, Dhananjay, etc., which makes it possible for us to belch and sneeze, etc. So everything is so divinely provided by the nature. So here the message is that when we worship the Lord, we worship Lord Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, automatically all the devatas will be propitiated. Automatically every divine personality will be pleased. So that is why Bhagavad Gita says, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manushmar Yudhyacha. Chapter 8, Sloka number 7. Just remember that Supreme Entity, worship Him. You don't have to worry about whether we are worshipping in the right method or not. God is not interested in seeing the methods. He is interested in assessing the quality of our sentiments, in which sentiment, with what devotion, and how much interest we are remembering the Lord. Thank you so much. Let's open up for an interactive session, Vijay bhai.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you so much, Sri, again for summarizing, previous things and also reiterating on the core philosophies of Srimad Bhagavatam. and finding out time on this weekend, every weekend, and sharing all the spiritual wisdom with us. So with that, I'll just open up for any questions, any feedback, or anything specific to your spiritual journey. If you want to ask or discuss, you can raise your hand and unmute yourself.
Can I say something, Bhaiya?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, Rajeshri, thank you. Another session, excellent session. I'm sorry I missed last one, but I have been I would listen to the recording. And these Bhagwatam sessions are so special. And automatically, just one wants to get ready and be ready on time so that you don't want to miss it. So thanks once again. And King Bali story is very inspirational. And yeah, so that lot to learn from it. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much, Shilajit. I see the Yatin, they are joining today. I think Yatin ji, you're joining for the first time. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, everyone. Radhe Radhe, Rajeshi. Radhe Radhe. Yes, I am joining for the first time. Recently joined in this community, in this group, WhatsApp group, and got to know all about Maharaj Ji and his teachings and from uh, my uncle and aunt. Uh, and my cousin sister who is Bhavna Mahore and Vaibhav Sharma Jiaji who are living in UK. So from them I got connected to this group actually, and I myself living in Munich, Germany right now. Yeah, so I was actually looking to get connected to any group who is active in Europe. So yeah, so I got to know about this Bhagavatam session, which happens on Saturday, and another session which happens on Thursday night or something. So I got actually curious about it, and yeah, I started from today itself. So thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, to reiterate, I mean, it was a very good session. I mean, to listen to the Bhagavatam every week and reminding ourselves of our main purpose of life. It's keeping us grounded to the main purpose. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
So wonderful to hear you, Yatin ji, and you are based in Germany. That's the first country I ever visited when I started traveling. So Guten Tag and auf Wiedersehen. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yatin. We do have a Ramayana session also on Saturday, right, Parashvir?
Yeah. So Ramayana session, like another 3 hours, another 3.5 hours from now, the Ramayana session will take place. So it is 6:30 p.m. India time, my Singapore time 9 o'clock. So 6:30 p.m. India time, we have started Ramayana. So you all have the links, Vijay Bhaiya. So
Yes.
yeah, so I had actually posted the link. We can repeat that link. So this is the US JKYOG. So we have started Ramcharitmanas. So all of us coming from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and northern India, we have grown with Ramcharitmanas. So we are conducting the melodious and musical sessions on Ramayana. So you all are most welcome to join.
Yeah. Thank you. I will most probably join. Yes.
Thank you very much. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Radhe Radhe.
Myself, Bhavna, and he's my brother. He's joining right now from Germany. And actually,
Okay.
he's more curious about to like how can I join because we were looking like is there something in Germany happened, maybe Munich and some other cities, but right now I don't think so. So is there a better to connect online because we
Yeah.
have different. So we have started to like you can join our Bhagavatam session, or there's some Sankirtan also. Mostly we do on every Thursday. So it's a good, and obviously we are joining most probably we are trying to join every week to listen to you for the Bhagavatam. And obviously it's a very nice session. Every time we are learning, because we are in learning phase, we are learning day by day and try to accept the things in our day-to-day life, because obviously we have a kids. So she also, her name is Rinda. Say Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe, Vrinda.
And like in we have started like the Gurukul uh, last few months ago here. So we joined there. So I think that it's a good to communicate with the people that who are not here in the UK or maybe in India or in some other country. They can join through this WhatsApp group and the community. It's a nice session. Thank you so much, Priya. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Radhe Radhe.
Anybody else wants to ask anything? I think Smita Didi left. She dropped off.
Yeah, I just want to thank Rajesh Priya. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. I mean, each time we get to learn new things, and the best part is the more we are involved in this, the more we understand, the more we know who is the Supreme Lord and what is the connection with Him. So, and again, hearing the Bhagavatam every Saturday morning and reading the lines itself, it's kind of a pleasure to the years, like divine pleasure to the years that we are getting every Saturday, which is very rare. And on our own, we would never do that. So it's really, I mean, thank you for all your time you spent for us. And thank you for all your support, teaching us in a very simplified way, so that everybody can understand, whether it's a child or whether it's a teenage or a old age. So thank you so much for that. And again, listening to pastime of God's, our Supreme Lord's pastime and his divine leelas and his avatars. So not every people are very fortunate to, as Maharaji always say, that not everyone will able to understand who is really God, and not even everyone is that much fortunate to know him. So I am really blessed and fortunate that I could connect to this group, and we are successfully completed so many months, and we are going so effortlessly, and all because of your time and effortlessly describing us, explaining us. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much. You always shower us with your kind words and beautiful realization, and that's a great encouragement to all of us who are, who are also students and learning. But it is so fortunate that we are conducting so many online sessions. I could never believe that I'll be conducting 6 sessions in a week. So it keeps me super busy just preparing for the Bhagavatam sessions and the Bhagavad Gita sessions and the Ramayana sessions. So it has definitely transformed a person like me, and I'm sure many of you. So the message, the essence is remain connected with the Lord. So when we say remain connected with the Lord, it is not only the Lord and Guru, because Guru is the channel through whom we approach God. So God is very pleased when we bring Guru into the picture. So always we have this realization that God and Guru are around us, they are within us, they are around us. So if we start developing that sentiment that I am not alone, that is the real success. And our life really becomes so much sweeter, because the Lord is giving us all independence. He's not asking us to stop doing whatever we are doing. He's just wanting us to bring God into the picture. So what could be more, blissful? So we have reached the time. I'll hand over to Vijay Bhaiya to conclude the session, and
Right.
then we can. And Vikas Bhaiya
So
is also there. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya, thank you for the session today. It's wonderful. Like now we have done more, reaching around 50 session. So it's a good support from you from Singapore. Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Just to share, because there are many of us from Eastern India. So I was there in Patna for the 5 days Swami Mukundanandji's Gita Gyan Pravachan Yajna. It was very beautiful, and it was so nice for Swami Mukundanandji to come into the city of Patna and mesmerize thousands and thousands of people who would gather. So we are trying to develop the center there, and trying to gather more and more people. I have a WhatsApp group which is also functioning to strengthen that group in Patna. So any one of you who would like to get associated is most welcome.
Yeah. Please include me and
Yes,
Vijay Bhaiya.
yes. I'll include both of you. Radhe Radhe.
thank you so much everyone for joining, and like Bhavna Didi, referred Yatin Bhaiya today to join the session. Like this, if we share with the people, those who are willing to join and those who are interested in things like this, let's do that. That is also a great seva, by letting them know all the spiritual wisdoms from our scriptures. So that way we can also enhance our spiritual uh, you know benefits. So with that, let's connect again at the same time with the remaining parts of Lord Vaman Deva Avatar, and then we'll continue from there.
And I
Until
have
then,
already shared the Ramayan details. So join at 1 p.m. UK time.
Wonderful.
with that,
बोलिए श्रीमद
Srimad
सदगुरु
Sadguru
सरकार की
Sahib
की
जय।
जय।
Is
श्रीमद
Jai,
युगल सरकार की
की
जय।
Jai,
जय जय श्री
Shri
राधे,
Radhe,
जय
जय
जय श्री
जय श्री
राधे,
Shri
राधे।
Radhe,
जय
जय
जय श्री
जय श्री
Shri
राधे।
राधे।
Radhe,
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
राधे राधे।
Radhe Radhe.